As Jim's better looking, more intelligent son.
That's why I wanted to go first.
I'm sorry, that's my brother's eulogy. Let me get mine out here. Yes. As Jim's balder younger son, I would like to welcome his friends and family as we mourn the passing and celebrate the life of my dad, Jim Lyle. Rather than giving a chronology of his life, his birth in Sioux City, Iowa, his childhood in York, Nebraska, his time in the military, or his time in law enforcement, I'd like to take some time to touch base on the most meaningful accomplishments of my dad's life. His marriage to his amazing wife, Dusty. Becoming chairman of the Los Angeles Open Golf Tournament, and of course, the birth of his second son. You have heard many people say, behind every good man is a great woman. That was never more true than with my dad. It would not properly honor my dad without recognizing his wonderful wife and my wonderful stepmom, Dusty. Her gentle influence and kind ways pervaded all aspects of my dad's life. She made him the best version of himself, and for that, I'm eternally grateful. My dad loved golf. He played 3 times a week for the last 40 years. And by my count, I think that's about 2,000 rounds. As some of you know, he could also be a little fickle in his equipment selection and a little spontaneous in his purchases. By my count, over the last 40 years, Dad has had 150 sets of golf clubs, 289 pairs of shoes, 319 putters, 14 golf carts. And those are just the ones that Dusty knows about. My dad loved the people he shared the golf course with. Whether it was explaining how to read or keep score to Kentucky Day, or to have Ron Cooper explain to him the merits of having audited financials and a detailed spreadsheet of all of his golf purchases. He would share the stories and anecdotes from his rounds of golf with you, his great friends. But when I asked how he played, it was always the same. Okay. Some good, some bad. But I knew different. I knew he was a competitor. Quiet and humble, but a fierce competitor. I knew because I had been on the receiving end of that. While my brother and I once played a scramble against him at Riviera Country Club, we were betting a shirt in the pro shop, and going into the 18th, we were tied. The 18th at Riviera is an interesting hole. It's a blind tee shot with an elevated fairway. As Dad had honors, he teed off first, and it appeared like his ball went right. Thus began the snickers and head shaking. Once we approached our tee shot, my dad was in the rough, and my brother and I were 40 yards ahead in the middle of the fairway. The trash talking began. Dad's second shot went into a greenside bunker. Uh-oh. Our second shot landed safely on the fringe of the green. The trash talking was hitting a crescendo. As we walked to our second shot, my brother and I loudly discussed what color shirt would look best on us, and discussed how it must feel like the weight of the world on Dad's shoulder for this next bunker shot. but I'm sure some of you already know how this story ends. Dad got up and down for par, and we three-putted. As he was pulling his winning ball from the hole, I heard Dad say, "It's not how, it's how many."
Oh, yeah.
That saying always struck me as ironic coming from my dad. He lived his life in a way that how mattered. Dignity, integrity, and respect mattered. I once asked my dad what he loved so much about golf, and he said, "It's the great equalizer. It doesn't matter what you did, or where you came from, or how much money you had. It all disappeared on the golf course." And I thought that was a great answer, because that's exactly how my dad lived his life. It didn't matter to him where you came from, what you did, or how much money you had. He respected everyone. He only judged by the content of your character, and to him, character mattered. The great Shawnee warrior chief Tecumseh said, "When your time comes to die, be not like those whose hearts are filled with fear of death, so that when their time comes, they weep and pray for a little more time to live their lives over again in a different way. Sing your death song and die like a hero going home." Dad, you did it right. There are no regrets and there are no do-overs. I loved him, and I was honored to be with him and holding his hand as he took his last breath. And he was called home, like a hero, like our hero. Rest easy, Dad.